All right, so I got a 13 Cadillac XTS here, and here's what's going on with this. It belongs to a friend of mine, and his wife was hearing a little bit of noise up front when she was stopping and going. I got to checking it out. The lower control arms, the bushing on the inside. I'll show you where it was. I've already started taking it apart. I got the right side apart, and I got to thinking, you know, let me make a little video on this because there's a couple ways you could tackle this, and I'm gonna show you my way of doing it. It might be a little bit easier for you. But right inside here, you can't see it. The bushing inside here is gone, and this was slamming up against here, and she was feeling it real bad. Also, the right side axle boot was leaking so bad it had slung grease everywhere, and she said she was seeing some kind of like grease droppings in the driveway. Well, that's what that was. So I called them up and I said, you know, there's nothing on this car that is cheap. Everything is like overpriced and out the door. It's expensive. It's just crazy. I said, if it was me, I would just do the axle because that's the biggest problem. The noise was so minute. I said, dude, I said, you know, save yourself, you know, $1,000. Don't do these lower control arms right now. Wait till they get a little bit worse. Turn the radio up or something, you know? And he said, sure, let's just do that. So I'm over here working on a car. He called me back. He said, he thinks his wife must have planted a money tree because she said, go ahead and do all the repairs. I'm like, all right. I said, it's your dollar. I said, because if it was mine, I'd be turning that radio up and driving the car, not worried about that little bit of noise. All right, let's get into it. First thing we're gonna do is yank this tire off. That's pretty much self-explanatory. Like I always say, if you gotta jack up that car, use jack stands. Safety first. So these little drinks right here, they're carbonated water. I know one thing, I am addicted. I bet I go through 3 or 4 of these a day. Delicious, oh my God. And there's nothing in it but carbonation, but the flavor is like, it's like a lime flavor more or less. And we, you mix it, when you put it with margarita, not margarita, but you put it with tequila, it tastes freaking awesome. This thing has a monster size brake caliper on it. We're not gonna mess with that. Sometimes people, they'll take it off, they'll take it off and hang it up. I don't want to be messing with it. It's way too much involved. It's just leave it on the car. My opinion is leave it on the car. If you want to take it off, take it off. I don't do that. First thing I do is take off the outer tie rod end, simply because you can twist the knuckle back a little bit easier, or shake it back and forth, should I say. And really, when I did the right side, that's all you have in nuts and bolts, a handful. This job is definitely doable at home, other than you really need to get a front end alignment. But what I do is, before I take it apart, I have an ink pen or a paint pen, and I mark where these upper strip bolts went, because that's your alignment right here. I'm gonna have to get an alignment, but I'll get it so close that it won't be much for him to do, I can promise. Like I said, by doing it that way, you can go back and forth with no issues. So the next thing I do, get my little ink pen here, and I'll take it and I mark where this eccentric bolt goes, and then I mark this one on the bottom one also. And then I'll put a little dot right here and right here to make sure it's the same height. And this one goes right like that. Not sure if you can see it, but I'll get you a little bit closer where you can. Right here I put marks just like that. Like I said, this is your alignment, so you definitely want to mark that. And you're definitely going to have to get an alignment, but at least doing it this way, you'll be really close driving it to wherever you have to take it. I got a buddy of mine that does my alignments. He's at All-in-One Auto. He does all my alignments. Super guy, super good family over there. They've been, I guess they've been in business like me. We've been here 86 years. They've been there probably close to that also. Next thing I take out is the axle nut, and it's a 32. Lordy me. Alright, we're gonna have to shift gears a little bit. Let me get an impact. Sometimes swapping it up to like a smaller socket that's an impact gives you a little more force. The longer you are, the less torque you'll have. Damn! That was in there. All right, get a little hammer. Love tap. She's loose. She's loose. All right, we are doing good so far. Now I'm going to take out these strut bolts right here. And they are a 18, it looks like. The top one's an 18, the bottom is a 21. Also, when you're putting these back, there's a slot right here. You want to make sure you line up the slots. It does not go on any old way. You have to make sure you line it up. If not, you're going to cause yourself problems because you're going to ruin the groove. You're going to ruin the groove, man. All right, let's go. The bottom, I believe, is a 21. Sorry about the view today. One thing I like to do is save time. Take the bolt you take off the nut, put them together. It's quicker when you're going back with it that way. All right, we're going to take out the little 10mm ABS sensor and set it aside. I do that for stretching purposes because we don't want to take a chance and stretch this sensor and mess it up. All right, next thing I like to do is, because I got this out here, is that we're going to take the bottom one and we're going to take it off. The lower control arm, well actually it's the strut mount, bolts through the lower control arm, so we're going to take that off next. I believe that's a 21. Yep. Good guess, right? Keep true to form. Bolt goes on the nut. Nut goes on the bolt. However you want to say it. Now what I like to do is we'll take the lower control arm with a prop rod, or a pry bar should I say. Let me go up a little bit. What you're going to do is you're going to take the lower control arm and you're going to pry it apart from the strut mount here. And the reason why we're doing that is when I do that, this knuckle assembly will come out a little bit further and I'll be able to pop this axle out. Plus there's two bolts right here that you're going to have to undo or take off, undo, whatever the heck you want to say. But we need to get this out of the way first and bring it forward just like that. And I'm pretty sure these are 18s. Now, these are going to stay together in here. But by doing this, it allows you to separate it even more. So when we do it, we'll turn you like this. You know, actually, I probably didn't need to take them out. I think I can get it out like that. Let me try. Yeah. There we go. Nope, I didn't have to take those bolts out at all. That's a waste of time. I'm gonna go on the bottom side and we'll give the axle a love tap. And she should come out. Say a love tap. Might need a manhandle the bitch. What's up? Be right there, buddy. Hold on. All right. Gonna take just another little tap or two. I think you come out that time. So those of you who follow along know we're a big volleyball family. Come on, man. We're getting school balls full force. We ain't won that many games, but we're doing all right. Very young team for a varsity team. Super young. Come on. Nope. Yeah. She is separated. This my weak ass ain't moving it. Come on, get up there. I'm gonna break the sensor. The sensor wants to keep jacking up, falling back on me. Come on, dude. Damn. She's loose. She's out. Totally out. Just won't come out. Jeez Louise. Definitely shouldn't be this hard. That's all right, we got her now. We got her now. Boom. On the lower control arm, this has the self-leveling kit on it. So you're gonna have to pop this little rod off. Just when you're doing it, just tap it off easy, don't go crazy with it. And there's a, somebody's already been here before, because look, missing clips. So there's a lower sensor wire. It's the ABS sensor actually. It mounts through the lower control arm. You're gonna have to take those clips out. And it's just one clip, I believe. Make sure that wire stays out of the way. Get a just a flat screwdriver like this. Come right down here on the bottom of that leveling rod and just tap it off. When you buy those new control arms, they're not going to come, and I'll show you in just a little bit. There's a little pin right here that screws in. It's not going to come with that pin. You're going to have to put it in. All right, next thing we're going to do is take off the rear mount. And I'm pretty sure they're 18s. I hit them and loosen them up first. Then I put my sock wrench on it. Stay true to form. Nut on bolt or bolt on nut, however you want to say it. And again, this is just a personal preference. You don't have to put the bolts and nuts together like that. To me, this makes it faster in the end sometimes. Sometimes no matter how fast you go, you're still gonna get shit wrong. All right, so now we need to go in here with I used I think it was an 18 swivel, impact swivel. And I got in here with this. I know you can't see it, but you can trust me, there's one bolt right here. One bolt and nut. Same thing, I got it started. I went back in here with my wrench. See, one good thing about a lift, you lift it really high, so when you work, you have to stay on your tiptoes. You know, you don't bring it down to your height. All right, and that one goes there. My handy dandy pry bar. And let's get her out. Pull this away and out she comes. I'll say out she comes. Oh. All right, one control arm. This is what I was talking about. You're gonna have to take this off and put it on the old one, or put it on the new one. You're gonna take this off the old one and put it on the new one. All right, let's do it. And you pray it doesn't break. Yeah. All right. Let's get it on. Sometimes it's easier to get a friend to help you because you got to pull this back and hold it while you get the lower control arm in there. If you have a friend, grab one. If you ain't got no friends, that's not my problem. Where the hell did my flashlight go? All right, so this is where phone a friend comes in. Daddy! I gotta holler because he's deaf. He can't hear. Y'all have met him before in the past if you follow my channel. Come around here, take this, pull this out like that, out.
No, don't.
Okay. All right. Let's see where we're at here. Come on, baby. Good.
Pete, I really appreciate your help, man.
No worries. Thank you. We're good. Call you later. We'll do the other side.
Okay.
All right. We're going to go back with the 18 swivel and the 18 socket. You know what? I like it. Now, was all that necessary? All right, I like to, sometimes you gotta get the alignment tool. You gotta kind of go just like that, get up in there. Where the fuck is he beeping at? Well, either he's getting ready to hit somebody or somebody's on the track in the middle of a field, because where he's blowing the horn at, there is nothing but open field. So I got a funny feeling there was something on the track. All right, once you get the 2 bolts through, slap the nuts on. Once you get the 2 bolts through, slap your nuts. So I'm pretty sure I done screwed up, put a too short of a bolt on this side. I got called away in the middle of doing something and a guy helped me out and I was like, oh my gosh. One thing led to another, yuck. I had to call my phone a friend again. No phone a friend this time. Or in like Flynn. Oh yeah, that looks a lot better. 100 times better. Boom, chugga-lugga. Next thing we're gonna do is put back these wiring, put it through the holes so it don't flop all around. Just put back the sensor. So when I do these leveling rods, I use my body hammer. Love it, love it, love it. We are good to go. Now we're gonna leave it like this until the axle comes in. I'm gonna go ahead and knock the other side out. And like I always say, it's just a rinse and repeat for the other side, so you don't need to watch me do that. But when I get back, you'll see me get back on this side. We'll get the axle in there, we'll get it buttoned up, and take it for a test drive. All right, we just got the axle in. Better late than never after 6 hours of freaking seems like waiting on it. We'll get this in, we will get it back together, and get it off my lift. Come on, come on. Sometimes just needs a little bit of love, tender loving smacks. When I'm putting these axles in, I kind of like to get it started the best that I can. And then as soon as I can get a nut on there, just with a couple of threads, I do it. That way it keeps the splines together. Especially working on these cars like this. When you got these cars that kind of fit a little bit funny. All right, so after all day of waiting yesterday and axle coming and it was wrong, they got me another axle. The left side is a GM 8276. It's made by Precision. And this is what it looks like. The other one they sent me was too fat right here. I couldn't get through the hole. That's why you guys saw me fighting. It was just a little bit difference. But anyway, we are back in business hopefully, because I already checked this one. This one went through fine. And I guarantee it's sitting here. I'm gonna have to check the fluid. It looks like we've lost about a quart of fluid in this thing. I'm gonna have to get it up to temperature and check her out. This has a pain in the booty. All right, out we go. I usually get it through just a little bit and I'll start the nut on here just so it doesn't come back out once you hit them splines. Hopefully you guys can hear me. We are back in business. All right, let me get it up in the air. Let's get this lower part long bolt in. So like I was saying earlier when I was talking about those 2 nuts right here, I didn't have to take these off, just going 100 miles an hour trying to get the job done. I ended up taking them off. These are an 18. Nice try to grab me an 18. So my buddy Carl that works here, his dad was he lives in California. They do custom cars there, and he ended up I guess having a heart attack yesterday. So Carl has been with me for about a little over a year now. He's not here today, so keep him in your prayers. All right, let me lower this thing down. Let's get the top half done. All right, so remember when you're putting this in, the top bolt has grooves and the washer has slots for those grooves. And I marked it when I was doing it. There's a little line here, and I put a red marker line on this side here. We'll line that up, and that'll get us super close. Now 18 and 21. I said 18 and 21. I was just telling the people. Can you help me? This is the one I got to pick up and you got to tighten, and we got to do this and that and the other thing. 18. That's what I'm doing right now, putting them all back in the marks. Come around this side right here.
Try.
Hold on 1 second. You know wave hi to everybody?
Yeah.
And that was my brother Frank. On the money, baby. Everyone's a different size. Everyone's a different size. The aftermarket one she sent me yesterday required an American socket. The one she sends me today requires a metric one. I have no idea. Same damn company. These bolts, and I should have showed it to you. The factory one, it comes with locking grooves already built in. And the one that you get from the aftermarket company, it's a little bit oblong, so it's not perfectly round going on, and that's what locks that one in. So it does not require any kind of anything really, no locking key or nothing like that. You know, the good thing about doing stuff like this is when you get to the end, there ain't no bolts left. When you don't have any bolts left, it means you've done a good job. I hate get to the end, all of a sudden, damn, I got 6 bolts left. What do I do? What do I do? If I had 6 bolts left, we in trouble. All right, we can't forget the wheel speed sensor. Stick it here, stick it in there. And look, the last bolt. I have no more left. With the last bolt being put in, it means this job is done. This is something you can definitely do at home. Just be careful when you're doing it. You jack it up, like I always say, use jack stands, be cautious. I appreciate y'all watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Catch you later.